A lot of people, when they're asking us about how to talk with kids about social media, they're waiting until kids are actually using social media. The little guys are impacted by social media though, and we don't necessarily recognize that. In fact, I could probably go to most of their parents' Instagram accounts and find out what inside their house looks like, when their birthday is, what their dog's name is, and how many siblings they have. Our kids are impacted by social media whether they're using it or not. Parents often come to us and ask us how to keep their kids safe on social media, especially the younger ones. And what they want us to tell them about is settings or what time to turn the Wi-Fi off, how old a kid should be when they have a device. The truth is that the first thing that we have to pay attention to as parents when we're trying to keep our kids safe is what we're doing, because a lot of what we do impacts our kids. Social media is a whole conversation and there's lots of parts to it, and it's not just about whether your kid has TikTok. It's natural for us to want to protect our kids. That's actually our job, is to protect our kids and keep them safe. And when it comes to social media, we're definitely approaching it from a fear-based, keep them away, protect them. One of the questions we ask parents most often is, do you wish you had social media when you were a kid? And parents will always say, every single time, they'll say, no way. And we know why you say that. And it's because you have bias and you have hindsight and you're 35 or 40 years old. You look back and you're like, I remember that thing I did with that person and I'm glad it's not on video. But we need to look at social media for our kids. Like, what if you were 9 years old and you could learn from the best in the world right now to be better at art? You didn't have to wait to go to art college. Or what if it was Christmas Eve and your grandma lived in Ontario and you could still read a Christmas story with your grandma? Or what if you went to summer camp and you made a best friend and the very next week you could still make TikToks and play video games with them? In fact, how many of you right now have a Facebook friend who was a childhood friend that you lost connection with? Now think about it. Looking at it as a 10-year-old, do you wish that social media was around? We're trying so hard to protect our kids from the bad stuff that we're not taking enough time to recognize all of the good stuff. And so that's the beginning of how to have a conversation with your kids, is in taking a step back and realizing that hindsight and being 40, while it gives us a perspective, it doesn't give us a perspective of a kid. And we need to listen to them more about what's going on.